I would do a little bit of an overview of what our plans are for our garden this summer. So if you do not know, my name is Mariah, and my husband Eddie helps me with the garden, but he's not here right now, so not like he probably cares. He probably want me to do this one by myself anyways. I figured out how to use my Mac. So I've had it for years, 10 plus years, but well, not this exact Mac, but Mac in general. And I just figured it out. So I am actually screen recording me and our layout for 2025. Now, if you are a longtime subscriber or follower, you kind of probably have a little bit of an understanding of what we did last year. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to get right into what is this year's plan. And we have 10,000 square feet. So we've measured it out a few years ago and we've tried to utilize all 10,000 square feet. It is a lot of work. We are down to about, I want to say like 8. So this is not perfect in no means, but this is just me using Google Drive and making a pretty little map of what we are looking forward to in 2025. And this is based off of what we've been learning. Our first year here, we did nothing because I was a new mom, as well as my husband being a new dad. And it just was, we weren't really sure what we were going to do and where we were going to put the space and how big. And we skipped the first summer here, and the second summer picked it up. So this is our third summer. Yes, this would be our third summer doing the garden. So our first year we did so here, if you can see my little cursor, I hope you can. So where the acorn squashes, zucchini, all of this is where we actually did most of our planting. We kept all of this empty. We actually planted seeds in all of this area and nothing took because we didn't know the soil yet. We didn't know what it was like. We didn't know what we were doing. I've always done like a little garden. We had a really great garden in the city. Very small compared to this though. So this whole area was empty because nothing took. This was the summer that we had about 20 plus days of no rain. So imagine you're in May, right? And you're planting outside and there's just no rain. And you have 10,000 square feet to water. We live on a well, so clearly like we have the water, but like that's a lot of work. And to like get it saturated, like seeds need more than just like a sprinkle. Okay, so when you're growing from seeds, you need to get them soaked. Like the water needs to meet the seed, and then it needs to grow and it needs to get sun. We were having plenty of sun, but no water. So we decided at that time to just water this first half, which it was great. The zucchini did wonderful. We had pumpkins like mad. We did our tomatoes. We did our jalapenos, and that was the year, our first year doing zucchini to that extent, and it was so much zucchini. We started our farm stand. I know I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I guess this is just a video for whatever I want it to be. And so then the farm stand started, and it was like this tiny table where we just put out like 12 zucchinis and just said free. And that's kind of how it started. And now we have a very nice, beautiful farm stand, way bigger. Anyways, going way off topic here. So we just had our first real summer. We had only this area. And then last year was our second good summer. And we did pretty much the entire area besides this little back area. Now this back area, this is wildflowers. The reason I want to do wildflowers is because it's just not an area to grow anything. Gets super oversaturated. Even the field where the crops are. So there's like corn and beans that are grown by our local farmer in around our property. And even he has like saturation, like just like lots of mud. If it rains, lots of water build up. So it's just not the greatest area for us to actually plant something. So we just keep it open for random things to grow. But I was thinking I might just start throwing wildflower seeds, native wildflower seeds, things that can help the ecosystem. Now, let's get into it. So technically, let's think this is like the path, right? And then this is half 5,000. This is half 5,000. So this area is going to be bigger than this area. And you're going to walk in over here. So our entrance is over here, and it is fenced off. Now you're going to walk in. This year we're doing tomatoes. Sorry if I'm not like looking at the camera. I'm like looking at this. The screen. So you have the tomatoes and the peppers right here. We always keep our tomatoes and our peppers together. Last year I did a row of tomatoes and then sorry, backtrack. I did tomato, jalapeno, or tomato, pepper, whatever, every other, because that is a way of companion planting. I'm not doing it this year. I'm just doing a row of tomatoes and then the next row of peppers, because I just prefer when all the big plants are together. Like it was big, small, and then the way that they grow out, and then the peppers stay skinny, and then it was just like the weeding of it and the taking care of it. I'm going to do rows of the same thing. So rows of tomatoes, row of jalapenos, but still kind of do every other so that they're still getting that companion planting. And then the peppers are getting the shade from the tomatoes, etc. A whole bunch of tomatillos. We are huge tomatillo fans. You can find on our pages tomatillo recipes like for salsa verde. If you've gone to a Mexican restaurant and you like that green salsa, that is what they're made with. They are made with tomatillos. And we're gonna do a ton of tomatoes. We're gonna expand it because we sell a lot of green tomatoes during the summer. So just tomatoes that haven't ripened. One of our best sellers actually. And again, we're donation only, so really you can just take it for free. But a lot of people donate back to us, and we appreciate it. So then we're gonna do some potatoes here. Me and potatoes don't do well, but we're gonna try again. Beans. I'm going to just hit this area. Now remember, this looks kind of small on this little map here, but I am just going to go nuts with the pinto beans. We love pinto beans. We love refried beans, all the things. And I just want to have our own stash. And it takes a lot of plants of pinto beans to grow a lot of them. So gonna go massive. Might do some green beans too. Might can those for the first time. Over here, so then you have so next to potatoes is zucchini and beets. Now zucchini and acorn squash are both plants that don't grow out. Love it. I love a plant that doesn't grow out. Gosh, it's just like chaos. Like pumpkins are just like shoom, 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 and so are butter cup squashes. They're just the same, shoom, shoom, and I'm just like can't find them. They're all over each other. Weeds are going through. It's just insane. And so I just want it to be pretty. So we're going to do acorn squashes with some radishes in the area, and then zucchini with some beets in the area, 2 rooted vegetables next to them. So it just kind of stays nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to just put like zucchini on one side and beets on another side. Beets will just like grow, like you can plant them all together really close, and they'll just push each other and they'll grow big no matter what. Radishes, you can't have them super close because they just won't grow big. They're not like beets. And I love radishes because, again, in some authentic Mexican dishes, you'll have a pickled radish or just a radish just cut up, added to your tacos. So if you've ever been to an authentic restaurant and you have like a little bit of radishes, you've got the cebollitas, you've got all the things that, the salsa verde, like you'll see it all together. And that's what we like to have here. We like to have it really authentic and really delicious. I'm not a grandma yet, not even close, but it's a good cup. All right, so, and then now let's go to this back area. Now, this area where I was just talking about, the tomatillos, the tomatoes, all the things, this area, this soil is just chef's kiss. Like, everything grows well, everything prospers, except corn, but I have a hard time with corn, which you will see is not on my list this year. It is not on my list. It's not going to be on my list. Ain't doing it. Other people sell corn down the street, support them. Anyways, this area is just beautiful. It's just a really great area. I don't know why the soil's so much better here, but it is. So you walk across this little pathway, bam, we are hitting just chaos, absolute chaos. The sunflowers did well. Okay, I'll give them that. So the sunflower play area. If you have not seen our sunflower play area, I made my first one last year. I kind of like just did like a little area, so it'd be kind of like enclosed. I've got new ideas for this area. If you have sunflowers, do something fun with them. If you have kids, so the kids can run through them like a maze. Oh, I might do a maze this year. Maybe I'll do a maze. It's just easy. Once you place the seeds, they just do it on their own, and then you just have to weed. Cut flowers. I do like to sell bouquets. I'm not the greatest bouquet seller, but if I just have bouquets on my own dining table, then like no big deal. Sunflowers do tend to sell, like the tiny ones, they sell pretty well. Pumpkins are going to go here. I'm not going over like last year. I did like giant pumpkins and tiny white pumpkins and like jack-o'-lanterns. I'm just sticking to 1 to 2 types of pumpkins, and that's it. I don't know if I'll even, that's my son's timer for screen time, so sorry. I don't even know if I'm going to sell pumpkins. Like I try to grow so many so I can sell them, but we have so many dealers around here, pumpkin dealers, it's kind of insane. So who knows? Anyways, I like to have my own pumpkins. I don't like to have to go buy pumpkins. Like I like to have my own. And then we got cantaloupe and buttercup squash. These two are coming back. Cantaloupe did really great, and we're gonna get these little wired things that go in the ground, and then you put the cantaloupe on top. Because that's one of our biggest things, is that the cantaloupe would kind of start to rot before I could get to them. Because it's just a timing thing. Like once you pick up a cantaloupe and it comes off the stem, that's it. Like that, you need to take it. You can't really go by the outside of a cantaloupe, because we tried doing that and the cantaloupe was perfect on the inside. Like it was ready on the inside, but it didn't look like it was ready on the outside. So buttercup squash, my grandmother loves buttercup squash, so I grow it for her, and I learned a lot of people love buttercup squash around here, and butternut. So there are some things I'm growing that are not on this list because I just haven't had the time to really put everything on it, but it gives me a really good idea of where I'm going to be, where I'm starting. So there'll be butternut as well. I'm not aware. I don't know if butternut grows like out, or if it's like this. If it's like this, where it just grows like a zucchini, then it's going to be in the zucchini area. But if it grows out, I'm putting all that chaos together. Onions and carrots. Onions, I'm starting indoors this weekend, probably today actually, probably today. And carrots, I just start from seed in the ground. They are a root vegetable. It's just carrots are way better to just seed them right in the ground. That is just my opinion. Cucumbers, we have a trellis. We may have more trellises depending on how fancy we get and how much time we have on our hands, which we don't really have much time, but it's fine. Cucumbers, the trellis did amazing last year. I don't even know how many pickles we had. I need to start counting all this stuff. Like it had to have been like I don't buy cucumbers all summer the way that there's recalls all the time, and there's the salmonella and there's the E. coli and there's the pesticides, and it's just like nothing is better than growing your own. And so a trellis takes up no space. So like let's say you have a small garden, this is perfect. Get you some trellises and then everything just grows up and around. You can just grow tons. I think we had probably had 16 cucumber plants like growing up and around it. So we do mostly pickling. And then I was given a few extra ones that we threw in there. So in a nutshell, this is it. This is our idea. If I change it, I'll make a video about it, or how actually the next time I'll make a change to this will be when we start putting it in the ground. And then that's kind of sometimes stuff comes up. Because again, this area is the sunflower area over to the cucumbers is kind of chaotic. Actually more pumpkins over to the cucumbers. This area is not as bad. It's very wet. If it rains, it gets drenched, which is why our pumpkins didn't do well over on this side, because they got a bunch of mildew, powdery mildew. And I just feel like if something's going to get drenched, why not be like a root vegetable, like carrots and such? The cantaloupe might not do that great. I'm running out of space though at this point. So, but then we're going to get those little things to put them up. So I think if we buy some of those and we maybe make our own or whatever, and the trellises, I'm thinking maybe more trellises will help that area, and just we'll do better with, we'll keep working at the soil. But yeah, so if we get anything like we did last year where we get these big storms that just have downpours, it's rough. But anyways, so I didn't talk too much about companion planting. I do look into that a little bit, but I don't fret about it too much, because it can really sometimes stress maybe me out, or it can stress people out, because you're like, well, I only have so much space, and even with 10,000 square feet, it kind of sounds crazy. I'm like, well, there's only so much space. So and I want an abundance, because I want to be able to I want to be able to store in the basement, like acorn squashes. Once you just pick them, you store them in the basement, and that's it. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys learned a little something or two. I mean, I know it's my garden, but this can be also your garden. You can make it smaller. You can maybe have this much area. You can maybe use this as like an idea. Maybe if you got one thing from this video, whether it's maybe you're gonna make a sunflower play area this time, maybe you're gonna put your zucchini or acorn squash together, maybe you're gonna do tomatillos. I'm very fortunate to have this space and share this with you. And yeah, let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want me to share something else with you. Any questions or concerns, or maybe tidbits. Maybe you see something on here that you really want to give me a tip on. I'm always open to new ideas. All right, thank you.